Okay, well, so in this video, what we are going to be do is we are going to learn about how the DNS resolution come out and how we can reach out through the URL to the IP and to get any kind of service. So right here we have a DNS client and here we have a DNS server, which is going to provide this IP address. So this is what roughly we say the DNS server to provide the IP address to the URL right here. Okay, so this is the usually we say, but what is the all about technicality behind it that we are going to learn over here. So this is the DNS client. The DNS client, which is a computer and which is connected to the internet. So once it's going to be plugged into itself in this switch, so the DNS, that's all the thing that are need to be done. Like that's all the IP address stuff that will going to be learn itself. So right now I'm providing this network. This is the one single network. For that reason, I'm providing the IP to this network. Okay. Now I'm providing the one single IP for this network, like 192.168.1.0/24. So this is the network in which we are going to be do the whole thing. Like I'm providing the gateway for this, like 1.1 for this gateway, and for in device is a 1.2. Okay, so if I would say for this, so 192.168.1.2 for this client, and for this gateway, so 192.168.1.1 right here. Okay, now, so first at the layer 7, it will initiate with a query that we call the DNS query. Okay, so the DNS query, which is going to be initiated from the layer 7, in which it will going to be use the URL like www.google.com. Okay, and it will going to be used for this thing. It will going to be come out from the layer 7 itself, and it will going to reach out. It will going to encapsulate by itself. It will go down at the layer 4, where we see the services which is going to use throughout this DNS. So as we know, the mainly two things will going to be happen with this packet. At the layer 4, this is the frame in which it will going to be contain the source port, which is going to be random. So I'm taking the like 24576, which is the random, and the destination port, it would be the service. So this is the service which is going to be used throughout this encapsulation journey. So the DNS query with initiate, right? So for this, the port number for the DNS is 53. Now this is all about the layer 4, and when it will go down to the layer 3, what it will do, it will going to contain its IP address, which is their own IP address, like PCIP. Okay, IP address of this PC, which is 192.168.1.2. okay, and then after it will going to learn it has actually about the address of the DNS. Let me tell you about a very substantial thing. When there is a DHCP server, remember this, which is going to be provide the subnet IP, subnet mask, IP address, gateway, and the DNS. So if I would say about these all identities, so these all are provided by this DHCP server. okay, which is going to be work within a LAN, okay, on any of the device like a router. Specifically we use over the router the DSCP server that will going to be provide the DNS address, right? The DNS address which is going to reach out to this DNS server, which is the open, or we can say open DNS, right? So which is 8.8.8.8. Remember this, when it will going to initiate itself to whatever the thing which is upcoming, like at the layer 2. So before that it will going to be calculate itself with the AND operation. In AND operation, what it do, it will going to check out this IP, which is a target IP, like the destination IP, is it in the LAN or out of the LAN? So as you can see, this is 8.8.8.8, which is out of the LAN. This is the LAN right here. If I would say like where is the LAN, so here we have, this is the area, okay, which is the one single LAN, and this is the address which is out of the LAN. So because of that, it will going to calculate throughout this AND operation. In AND operation, it will going to do the calculation, and it will going to generate the R to learn the MAC address, because it can't learn this MAC address of this default destination IP. So first it will going to be learn the MAC address of this gateway. The first target would be the gateway. So to learn the gateway's MAC address throughout the R, right? So the R request will going to send throughout this journey, like the R process that will send the R query, ICMP. The ICMP, this is the things that also trigger somewhere when we have to need to be pinged. So for that reason, that will also similar process which is going to be trigger to learn the R, to send the R, to learn the MAC address of the gateway. So it will going to send the R request, and it will going to reach out to the switch. Throughout this, it will going to reach out to the router, and it will learn and come with the reply. I'm not going to get depth about this switching and that's all ingress or egress stuff, like that's all are going to be depth to it. So I'm just roughly telling about, because that's we are doing, that is DNS resolution. So I'm not going depth to it. So I'm telling just the ARP will come with the MAC, the destination MAC, right? So now at the layer 2, this it has now its own IP address. It means that its own MAC address, which mean this the PC one, or we can say the client, the DNS client MAC address. Okay, the PC MAC, its own MAC actually, which is like anything, the PC MAC, whatever the MAC is. Okay, and next would be the destination MAC. That would be the router MAC, actually the gateway MAC of the gateway. Okay, so once it will learn and it will initiate it will initiate to reach out itself to the gateway. Once it reach, so what we know for this IP, particularly for this source IP, and it will going to reach out to this destination IP. So what it will going to be do, the router will going to check out its routing table first. Okay, so once it will reach out and try to learn or try to check, actually it will look up at the routing table. What about this IP, which is a target IP? And to reach out this, there is a something that I can do. So yeah, definitely. So what it will going to be do is to get this address, the destination IP, the target IP. It will initiate throughout this egress, it will know itself, I have to send this message throughout this interface. The routing table tell itself, uh, it tell to this message, and what it will do is it will going to be translate first, because of there's a need to be done. There's a need to be done. It mean to, this is the whatever the IP that is containing itself right here. This is the private IP, and it will going to reach out of the LAN. It means there is a need to change itself. It means that it will going to convert itself throughout the NAT. So what we see, the NAT table, okay, in NAT table it will going to translate. So the type of NAT that we're going to use, the dynamic port number, okay, it will change the port to port number 2. So as you can see right here, we have this IP, the source IP, okay, which is 192.168.1.2, and the port, which is source port, which is 24576. What it will going to be do is it will going to change itself, okay, and it will going to change itself from this source IP. It will going to change to the this is the actually this is a private IP, okay, remember this is a private IP, okay, and whatever is that will going to be translate, that would be a public IP, okay. So this number, as you can see, which is a public IP, on the basis of this IP, that will going to reach out to learn this address, okay, that will come out with this resolution, okay, the IP that will going to learn by this this is the kind of address, public address. With the help of this, it will reach out, it will going to be work out of the LAN, okay. So yeah, it will going to translate itself, the source IP to the private IP to the public IP, and this port will going to translate itself too. So I'm just changing a bit about this, like it should be unique, okay. So the 24577, and it was 6, okay. So now we have a public IP, okay, and a port which is also translated. Now it will going to reach out through the internet, okay, through the internet it will going to reach out to the DNS server, and the DNS server will going to reply in a different way. Like this is the thing, like which is going to be do it's a in order of encapsulation, whatever it happened, it de-encapsulates somewhere right here too, to learn and that all, and that's all the things going to be happen over there too. So when it will going to send the reply, that we call the DNS reply, okay. Okay, now the DNS reply, in which we see it will tell about the like google.com, which its own about this IP. It will send this message. It's not all about the internet, so it will tell about this IP address. In a DNS reply or DNS response, it will going to contain this IP, okay, .1.1, and when it will initiate itself, whatever is going on, which is okay, let me just zoom out, okay. Now what it will going to be do, whatever is going on, like the reply is just initiating itself at the layer 7 actually. When it will go at the layer 4, so it will add it the source port, which is its own port, right, and the destination port, which is this port, which is already translated. So the destination port would be 24577. Okay, so it means that it will in order of encapsulation is happening over here. Okay, so it will go down at the layer 3. It will also again do the same thing as per same which is happened over there. That's the same thing is going to be happen over there too. Okay, the source IP, which is its own IP, which is 8.8.8.8, and the destination IP, which is this IP, which is provided throughout this. This is a public IP actually. So which is a 200.1.1.1. Okay. Now, as per same, the R process happened. It's going to do the same thing as per its own way, like whatever the machine is doing. Like this is the in order of encapsulation. Whatever we are doing, the same thing it will do with the source MAC, its own MAC, like its own the server MAC, and the destination MAC would be the default gateway MAC, its own default gateway MAC within the network, whatever the network is, and there's own device. The net, it is a default gateway MAC. Remember this. Okay. Now through the internet, it will going to be encapsulate itself, and it will going to be traveling bit throughout this internet. And when it will reach out to the router, so the router will translate itself. It will going to be do the whole thing reverse. Okay. So whatever has happened over there, like order of translation, the same thing will going to be do reverse. Okay. So it will going to translate this public IP to the private IP, and this port to the private port. Okay. Now once this happened, now it will going to be de-encapsulate itself to reach out to this particular PC. I'm not going to break down this each and everything. Remember this, whenever an order of encapsulation is going on, so you have to understand the whole thing is stripped in itself to reach out to the destination. Whenever it's try to reach out inside, like it's going up, right? So there's a de-encapsulation happening, so that all layers strip off their identities, like on the basis of these identities like MAC, is all IPs, it will going to be help out to reach this particular IP, which is unique itself within a LAN. Okay, so once it reach, and it will come with the reply that we call the DNS resolution, and the DNS will maintain the DNS